Hello and welcome to the Voice of Your Passions business interview series. I am Stephanie Bonte-Lebair, and I am here with Anil Manley, who is a mindfulness coach and certified intuitive eating counselor. She has been coaching women in perimenopause and menopause for the past 6 years, helping them navigate work life and home life with greater ease. And I have to tell you, Neil, I turn the big 50 this month, and this is a
Yay.
topic that I think I'm very interested in.
Yes.
So I can't wait to dive into your passion today and learn more about what you do and the transformation you provide. Thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
So let's dive right in. Why are you passionate about this topic? Tell me more.
Oh man, my own journey, honestly, with perimenopause, which I'm in right now, just empowering women to go from suffering from diet culture to liberation from it has been helpful for me in my transition and just dealing with all of the frustration, the changes in mental, I get the brain fog, the changes in your body, but not fitting into your favorite jeans, and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I said, there's got to be an easier way. And
Now,
that's why I'm so passionate about that.
and you have a background, I think you used to do, like, fashion branding, right? And then you
Yeah.
got involved in health. So, tell me a little bit about that, like, how did th you haven't always talked about menopause, so where's the journey from there to here?
Yeah. So from fashion to wellness.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. So basically I was in fashion. I was a fashion stylist in TV. And through various points, stressful points, and I say stressful points because that's like the turning key. Through various points in my career as a fashion stylist, there was always a major stressor, which always had to do with work. And then I noticed that my body had a reaction to the stress.
Mhm.
So one time it was just like a really wild eczema outbreak. Another time it was like crazy panic attacks. And I said, okay, there's got to be a connection between work, stress, how my body's reacting, and all of that. So that forced me to pay attention. And I had to learn some different techniques to help manage that, including mindfulness.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
and then this last time when I had a stressful situation, I said, okay, that in combination with perimenopause, okay, we got to we got to scrap that what we used to do, and we got to start over.
Yeah, I love
So
that. So,
yeah.
what are your clients saying to you when they first come to you? What are their biggest pain points? And then what's that transformation they're experiencing after they work with you?
Oh my gosh. The number one is I don't know what to eat, I don't know when to eat, and I don't know how to eat. Like I don't know how to eat anymore. And I was the same way, so I can completely identify there's all this confusion around food.
Yeah.
And so that's where the transformation with working with me comes in because I give you clarity on why there's confusion to begin with.
Mhm.
Why are we confused? And a lot of times we don't realize it. A lot of times it has to do with diet culture and this residual of this disconnection between our hunger cues, our satiety cues, understanding what actually satisfies us. We're not really clear on that. So I give people the space to like explore, like, okay, gosh, I've been operating in this way and it's not working for me. So let's become aware of what's happening, why it's happening. What do I need to unlearn? Maybe I need to start shifting my mindset around food, not think of it as good or bad, black or white, healthy as thin or unhealthy as fat. Like there needs to be an unlearning about a lot of things.
Mhm.
And there needs to and I help people, I guide people through that because it can be a testy little subject to get into with
Yeah.
some folks, and it's a lot to unlearn
Well, in
and
my
unpack.
personal experience, so I've noticed that my body is changing.
Yep.
I've had a certain way I've felt and looked my whole life, but now things are changing and I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, I can't do the same things in the same way because my
Yes.
body is not reacting in the same way." And so obviously not knowing how to eat can be a huge factor when your body starts taking on extra weight
Yeah.
in places that you didn't realize you were gonna get more weight and the energy levels and all of the things that shift as you start to get a little older. So, can you share an example of a client that you have supported?
Yes, actually, I'm still working with her. So she's in menopause. She's in her mid 40s, single, and she came to me with some of the same concerns that we just talked about, not knowing what to eat. And when I started asking her, okay, so what exactly do you eat? And I'm not asking as the food police. I'm asking because I'm just curious about how you're nourishing yourself, if you're nourishing yourself throughout the day. And she was drinking coffee for breakfast and then maybe a yogurt in the middle of the day and then dinner. And I said, you're not eating enough food.
Yeah,
It's no wonder you're hangry, you're moody, and all of that because you're not getting enough energy. You're not feeding yourself. And now it's amazing the transformation over the past couple months. Now she's eating 4 to 5 times a day, depending on what she feels like, depending on her mood for yeah, she's gotten a whole lot better with that. And that's
yeah.
huge because what you realize is that now she's less reactive. She's a lot more calm, like in herself and in her body. And another thing that I've noticed with her is that she used to be kind of iffy about physical activity. Like it was sporadic. Like if it's nice outside, I'll go walk. Or I don't feel like doing that today, so I'm not going to do it. And now she's committed to walking like 4 or 5 times a week, and she's realizing how much this taking the time and prioritizing that movement is actually helping her mentally and physically.
Yeah.
So little things like that. It's little adjustments, but it's just getting into the habit and prioritizing because what I've seen is that as we women do, we put everybody else first and we're at the bottom of the list. So it's all about shifting that and prioritizing self-nurturing, self-compassion, self-care.
And are you helping not only identify where the challenges may be and what could shift for the better, but also helping with accountability to create those habits so that you have somebody on your side, right? As you're going through the change and you're learning how to exercise more, you're learning how to eat more meals a day. I
Mhm.
imagine left to your own devices, that would be really hard to do on your own.
Yes, for a lot of people, and the accountability for sure is one part of what I do as a coach and an certified intuitive eating counselor is that accountability, the check-ins, because the last thing you want to do is kind of go it alone and then
Mhm.
beat yourself up when you don't commit to the goal that you said that you were going to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need to just regroup and look at what went wrong, what did go well, and what needs to be done differently. And the accountability helps with that because I'm there to encourage you, but also to hold the mirror like, well, maybe just we need to think about it differently because the mindset thing is huge.
Yeah.
So it's accountability and it's mindset change. And then learning the skills, where that's where I use the mindfulness skills, the intuitive eating principles in my own method. I do a little combination of that to bring it home, to make it easier.
Which leads right into this next question, which is, do you have a tip for all of us who may be like me, 50 and my body's changing and my energy's changing? And it's
Yes.
like, oh, what do you have for us that can help us in the moment?
In the moment. First thing is to just notice the uh the loop that's playing in your head when you're
Mm,
looking in the mirror and you're noticing that your body's changing or you're not feeling like yourself, which is common in meno and postmenopause. I just don't even I don't recognize myself. I don't recognize this body. Monitor that self-talk and see if you can reframe the negative self-talk into something that's more compassion, it's warmer and kinder. You don't have to like immediately transform into some body positive, self-loving person, but at least you
Yeah.
can be neutral and focus on how your body functions over focusing on the perceived flaws that you see in the mirror.
Yeah. I love that, and what I really hear you saying is speaking to the awareness piece. Like, we
Yes,
we aren't able to make changes if we aren't aware
correct.
of what's happening. So just being more aware of the self-talk, being more aware of what we're saying to ourselves when we look in the mirror, when we are feeling down,
Mhm.
all of those things. We when we have our 50th birthday party,
Yes.
and we're just like,
Yeah.
"Wow, I'm 50. Wow, that is amazing."
It's
So
beautiful. I mean,
yeah.
this can be like a real time of empowerment and freedom. And
Yeah.
to, not only changing the self-talk, but also taking that aligned action where you're actually remembering that you're in control. You're in
Yeah.
control of your mind, body, your spirit, and all of that. And you
Yeah.
can choose what is going to help you feel better in the moment. You can choose how you want to feel, what you want to do that's going to get you more aligned with the things that are important to you.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm all about empowerment energy at Empowered
Yes.
Business Networking.
You got that
So,
right.
you have a gift for all of us today. Can you explain your gift?
Yes. So this is a free 30-minute webinar talking about menopause, intuitive eating, and GLP-1s because I'm sure, especially in terms of menopause and GLP-1s, you probably heard about it all over the news and it's everywhere on social media. So I do like a nice little overview over it, and then I get into what intuitive eating is. um, it gives you some guidance on how to understand it, how to implement it, and being an informed consumer around GLP-1s, and just not around just around GLP-1s, but any medication that you're taking. Again, being empowered, being an empowered consumer, all of that.
Yeah.
It's all connected. It might seem like it's a mishmash of topics, but it all relates. So, and then there's a little bit of homework at the end so you can actually put it into practice.
I love it. I love it. So if you would like to take advantage of this free webinar to learn more about food freedom, we're going to do hashtag food freedom as a comment under the video. And then Anil will reach out to you personally to make sure you get a copy of the webinar. And
Yes,
if you would
indeed.
like to meet Anil, you can come visit us. It's always the first Thursday of every month. We are
Mhm.
full of coaches and speakers and marketing professionals and sales professionals who all identify as creative, service based, heart centered entrepreneurs. We meet on Zoom first Thursday, 2 to 3:30 Eastern time. And we'd love to have you come to our next event. You can just go to buildempoweredpartners.com to see when our next events are happening. And with that, any final thoughts before we wrap this up, Anil?
Yes. As you are celebrating holidays, if you celebrate the holidays, enjoy the food, enjoy the connection, enjoy the celebration, because food is more than just fuel and energy. It really is a source of culture. It's about connection and making memories. So enjoy that sweet potato pie or whatever you like.
I love that. That's a great reminder to be in the moment and
Yes.
to enjoy food just as much as you can enjoy the process of shifting yourself into a better place with your health. So, thank you, Neil, for all of your wisdom and your sharing of why you're passionate about what you do.
Thanks for having me. It's fun.
Until next time, everybody.